Everybody, it's Chanchai. We are here, and yeah, the patch is live, and we've got replay takeover. We got replays; they're finally in the game, and what a great day! Everybody's saying it's working wonderful. I haven't played yet, but I do plan to do some sparring tonight. So, anyways, my audio might have just clipped here, but I've made readjustments to my setup, so it should be a lot better now. Hopefully it goes well, and let me know if it's not sounding well for you guys. Alright, I am going to go check on the people who asked me for a match, so... We're gonna set it on VF5REVO. We'll set it on VF5REVO. So, and then we'll get to our sparring session. First, I promised Firebird that I'd be able to spar with them tonight. I'm gonna message them right now. Check on them. Look what we got here. Watch or take control of a replay. Of course, I don't have a replay yet, but they also said that in the future they are gonna allow us to get replays from online in some way. So we'll be able to seek out replays in the future. That's a feature that's coming. It's not there yet. But on my replays, it automatically saves replays. It saves 100. You can store an extra 100, like for permanent saving. I'm pretty sure it's not permanent because I think once a patch update goes, all past replays will wipe. Mainly, that's just a speculation because that's usually how it works. But wonderful to see. Replays are here. It's a great day to be a VF. Alright, now because a new patch came, we do have VFTV. Excellent. So now I'm going to try to get in touch with Firebird. If not with Firebird, there is... Oh, Firebird is responding. So we'll see. So I hope everyone's doing really, really well. I'm sure that there's a lot of people streaming right now. That is the case. Yeah, we got Dark Novus also doing it. Awesome. And we got FC Racer also streaming. Excellent. Seppi Swag streaming Virtua Fighter. So, we're doing good. Doing good.
Round 3. Ready, go!
Alright, Firebird's sending me a message, so we'll be getting into the room very soon, shortly. Hey, Talon, good to see you. How you doing? It's a wonderful day for you, right? Replays are finally here, and Replay Takeover apparently is still here, too. So, awesome patch, from what I've heard. Also, don't forget to set your information display to display all. I saw that you can look at all info on both sides. You can see, the command list. You can see the live input, and you can see the preview. Really, really good. All right, they probably have it. Nope, not yet. Batman, huh? Maybe they tried to send me
Just Just focus on your enemy.
Round one. Ready, go!
Okay. Alright, here we go, Firebird. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm excited too. First up last. No problem. We're gonna work on the basics. They want to work on basics. They're trying not to rely on defensive tools so much, and I think that's good. That said, they already apply some basics good. It's just that the thing that they have to do is to maximize how to make sure that if they abare, it gets them something really good. And we'll see how they're doing. We'll see how they're doing with it. The last time I saw them, it's actually kind of scary when they choose to attack, when they choose to throw, when they choose to defend. It's really scary, actually. But the problem was it was a lot of low punch. Let's see how they go. So in this case, they could have stopped it, but they had to like attack right away. I think with two screens, my system might be slowing down. I might have to make changes to my setup. On my side, it's not the sharpest. You guys can tell me in stream if it's smooth or not, but for my playing, it's not. So this is the first time I've used this computer with two screens. I'm gonna be sad if that's the case. All right, very nice. So here, the throw is interesting because it was lower later. Good. Very good choice. But I am worried about the performance of my machine. Very good. Excellent.
Better.
Okay, they say the performance is fine. Alright, good, good. I hope it is for them. For me, it's very choppy. So, not very, but it's choppy. So I'm going to have to change my graphics settings. Good. Excellent. Talon, does the game look choppy on the stream to you? It probably does, right? It's got to if it looks choppy for me. So, things to know. The 1K is very linear. If that's the main load that Leon's using, it does usually open up the fact that you can that evade is a pretty good option. So that's how you can, if like the low is bothering you a lot, then understand that evade's a good option against particularly that lineup.
Round 1.
Sweep is different.
Ready, go!
This is why you have to evade cancel, because especially when your back is to the wall, and you need to, that's where evade cancel is important. Because it'll reduce how much you lose to certain stuff, the slower mids. Very good. Very good.
Round 3. Ready, go!
Very good.
Knockout. Round 4. Ready, go! Knockout.
This is where learning how to do evade cancels will help a lot.
I want a serious fight.
I do like rank. I've been playing quite a bit of rank lately. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. I don't play it much, but I do play it. But most of the time other people will challenge me to matches, so I'll play with them because I do prefer those matches more. But I do play rank. I just not much at all. You know. Last week's when I started, the first time I played rank. The hard part is that usually when I play, it's not a good time for rank. Though lately, rank kind of works at almost any time. But it's one of those where I have a lot of people to play against when I am available, and so you guys actually see me every time I play. It's really rare that I don't record matches, and usually the only time I really don't record matches is if I'm just doing training mode, and that's not much. But or like when I'm with the kids and on Steam Deck. But also like when sometimes like I had a sparring match this weekend. The person requested that I not posted online. Oh no, I can totally get 46 if I can get. Well, in this game they made it harder, so that's good. But no, I know that my rank is. I know how high my rank is. So like, trust me, I know that. That's why it doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is more of the matches. And I do like rank, but I will say this though. Most of the things that I can complain about playing are usually stuff that happens in rank. Most of the times people complain or have a bad attitude about the game is because of what they're dealing with in rank. And so for me it's like, yeah, if there's a choice, I'm going to choose when somebody offers to play a match, I'll play with them. But and I'll play ranks too, but you do have to deal with like people being really stupid on ranked, and like friends being stupid on ranked. You know, like really, you're gonna act like that now?
Round
And they
one.
get bitter, they get upset that you won.
Go.
And it's just like, and it's okay, but it's like, but it doesn't make me better. It just makes them kind of worse, you know? And I'm just like, it's what it is. Like, I don't really, like, I know, like, I don't know if you know, Talon, that during the beta, I was the #1 Leon player in the world because you know, it wasn't much of a sample. But for those like 5 days, I only played 2.5 or 3, and I was #1 Leon in the world. You know, for the beta. So, you know. But I'm not saying I'm as strong as Chopper. It's just more like in Japan, a lot of players would not like go out, like would go to P. Not as many players were on PC. You know. Now there's more, but it's still this Revo coming to PS5 is a big deal for like regions like Japan.
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go.
That was really good. Firebird used the jab really well. So right now I'm playing on just trusting my reads, right? This is my subconscious play, because I did kind of want to show it to them that, and it's kind of fine. It's kind of attacking their that they're not sharply like striking right away.
I want a serious fight.
So I'll tell them that. Eventually you need to do... I'm letting them know that I admire their foot something. Okay, we're gonna spar again. Yeah, don't apologize in advance. You're doing great, Firebird. You are. You're pushing yourself to fight someone strong, and you're working on it a lot. All right, let's see what they're saying though. Let's see what the chat's saying, because I was reading what they were saying. Hey Remy, good to see you. By the way, Jimmy, awesome to see you as well. Hey, thank you very much for the raid, Dark Nova. I saw that you were studying, and I think it's awesome. We got replay takeover now. We have replays, such a wonderful feature. Let me see what they're saying. Okay, so Firebird says, I heard someone say that in its core offensive game is basically an expansion of 5P, 6P, 3P, and throw. Yeah. Well, 2P and throw. Alright, let's do it. Alright, let's spar. So, I don't know if I can do the boxing against them, but I'll try. They're strong enough that they can threaten the boxing, to be honest. So, we'll see let's see how this goes. It might not go as well for me, but like they are pretty strong actually, but let's do it.
Round one. Ready, go! My time is here! Knockout! Round two. Ready, go! My time is here! Knockout!
So right now I'm showing them the boxing. You guys have seen me do this with a lot of people before. I'm just using high jab, elbows, and low punch. Very good. Now they found a good way to fight it.
My time is here! My time is here!
They're a guard throw escape though. They haven't escaped the throw yet. Much throws.
Knockout! See? I thought I'm better. Round one. Ready, go! Knockout! Round two. Ready, go! Knockout! Round three. Ready, go!
Good. He got the throw escape. He did back throw escape. Now I can get forward.
My time is here! Knockout! My time is here!
This is the core boxing of Birch Fight. It's really important. Like it is like this is how you play VF really sharp, but also how you construct wins. And now that said, it does require like if I want to go for high damage, it's gonna all be in throws though if I play this way. But if you counter hit enough times with the elbow, you're fine too. So if you really think they're gonna, you're just trying to go directly on the read of what they think. You think they're gonna attack or defend? You think they're gonna go or attack when they have advantage? Good. Good.
Knockout. Round 2. Ready, go. Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go. My time is here. Knockout. I want a serious fight. Round 1. Ready, go. My time is here.
Very nice. Good.
Knockout. Round 2. Ready, go.
Good. Good.
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go.
Very good. Excellent. That was really good. That was well constructed.
My time is here. Knockout. Forgot to train, eh?
What made me pick Leon? The story is that when I decided that I was going to start traveling and play serious VF, I decided I need to focus on the character, so I randomly selected one. I closed my eyes and moved the stick for like 20 seconds, and then it selected Leon.
Ready, go.
And then I just been having too much fun playing Leon ever since, so I always played Leon. But he actually is like a really good match for the way I like to play my fighting games. So mainly that he's got a lot of utility, and you can kind of mess with space, and you can do a lot of disruptive stuff. You can crush if you want. So I ended up liking him anyway, so it worked out. But before that, I was actually playing I was actually playing Akira, and Sarah on VF2. I was playing Sarah. VF3 was Leon. But you know, like now I enjoy playing every character, but Leon is still the most fun for me if I'm being honest. Yeah, it definitely suits my playstyle. I would rather guess than like I'm a little too impatient. But I've gotten more patient too. But still, but I'm not that patient compared to a lot of people. So. Very good. Now they've got this really going. Excellent. Use that. That was a really good round that they took.
Ready, go! Knockout! I want a serious fight!
I want them to keep it up. This is the tricky part, right? I think John allows you to do stuff, allows you to, I don't know if it suits you exactly, but I think it complements you. I think John complements you. And it's that's like the similar answer for GT, right? GT, you would like to play more, thank you very much. You would like to play more like GT. And GT picks John because it gives him the firepower while still playing the way he wants to play. And that's like you, right? But at the same time, at your core, honestly, GT is like your kind of player, Tom. Why? You're the player who wants to outsmart people and wants to do the smarter thing. And the way that you view that tends to be that is the person that doesn't do stupid stuff, right? And that said, so Jean lets you be aggressive while doing that, actually, to a degree, but he's still an aggressive character at his core. And so, like, which characters would suit your quote-unquote personality? Sarah probably suits would actually fit the bill, and then Brad would fit the bill too, which is why GT ended up thinking about Brad, right? Because Brad is like all defense, and Brad's not that good at chasing, but Brad is good at keeping away and with punishing, and so he just doesn't have to make mistakes, you know. But that said, at some point he might have a hard time cracking like the really strong players. That's where someone like Jackie, at the end of the day though, Jackie is really that character that, like, if you want the character that doesn't have to like try to guess so much and also can punish mistakes, that's Jackie, you know. but there's a lot of execution involved. But Jackie is that character that can do this like keep away offense that like nobody can really penetrate, and he can choose if he wants to aggress more, but he can also choose if he wants to if he just wants to play safe and then just punish mistakes, you know. Like Jackie actually gets high reward. It's like easy compared to other characters for him to do that. But technically Sarah's the one that can play smart VF, and Sarah's the one that can like oppress with Oki, can run momentum on Oki and do what we call like a safe offense while punishing mistakes. That's what Sarah's good at. It's very vanilla after a while. It's very like you can get impatient as a Sarah player, and as Sarah you get mad when you fight heavy characters because they like because they can do big damage against you, and suddenly you're not doing as much damage. But yeah. But Brad really is kind of the Brad plays that Tekken-ish type of game, really does, and plays kind of the way that you like your definition of smart play. It's just that, and then Brad has safe offensive tools. It's just that Brad doesn't really crack people. He punishes mistakes. He can put pressure to try to create like to more aggressively create whiffs like I do, like with backdash, right? Brad can do that too, but it's not his favorite. But it's something he can. Every character in this game can do everything, right? But at its core, Brad's got really good whiff punish. He buys times with his combos because they take time. There we go.
Knockout.
So this is where the highs get you in trouble, right? This is where if you're fighting the boxing, knowing like how to use the mid, the elbow is the important part. And then hit confirming, right? That's what I'm doing here, right? Like I'm doing a fuzzy guard if the elbow gets blocked. But sometimes you can also take advantage of a whiff with the boxing. You like come in and good. So I was like, this time I'm gonna do 3 elbows in a row. It's gonna counter hit each time, and I will throw them. You know?
See, I thought I'm better.
Hey, congratulations on the Switch 2, Ray. I'm also really happy that you did not get like the. I'm really happy that you did not get, you know, a stapled Switch 2. I heard that in like New York there was a GameStop that would staple receipts to the box, and that those staples broke the Switch 2s, which sucks. So I want to know, like, were they using like a freaking box stapler, and why were they doing that? Like, there's so many other ways. You don't need to staple the receipt on. What the heck? Are you afraid people are going to do fraudulent returns? They'll do it even with the staple receipt on. Okay, awesome. Man, that's awesome that you're going to EVO again. So here I use backdash evade, and then I kind of close. I watch what happens and I close in. Alright, we'll go backdash evade. Alright. But they're very passive, and this passiveness is actually what's costing them in this boxing battle, because that's why you see me feel comfortable throwing, right? But yeah. But it's good training. This is they can use whatever they want, like, and they have been. You can use any move you want. I'm just doing the boxing as a way to deal. But that said, here I will tell them after this game. I will tell them that one of the good things you can do against boxing is whip. So what you can do is you can set up a backdash game, and you just kind of like go in, you backdash, and then you go boom, right? So like that's something you can do against someone that's boxing. Now I am gonna watch for it, so I'm gonna try to do what I can to not run into that. But you know, look at the tools I'm using. All of them will lose to backdash, so I have to make sure that like I defend, or I like cancel my backdashes with like game, like that I'm watching for it. You know.
Excellent.
Hey, 2Mass, what was that? Yours lowered. This is like 1-2 throw, right? But you gain experience. I'll tell you. Okay, so what experience do like people that have fought like a lot have with these guessing games, right? Some of it is that you can kind of see you can see if your opponent's getting impatient. You can see if they're slowing down, and those usually signify a change, right? And then you can also see if like the same thing is working. Then you kind of like. Sometimes those are the clues, right? Sometimes people do things like dash up front when they're gonna do something, So, but for a veteran, you just try to make sure that when you dash, you mix it up. So like if I'm gonna dash throw, I've got to dash into attack first, or I've got to mix that in somewhere. Like if I don't do that, then it will always be a throw, and then the opponent sees a forward dash. They should attack. Stuff like that. I'm really glad you're going there for VF though, Talon. I am. That's awesome that you're going there for VF. Hope your sparring sessions with Noodle has been going awesome as well. You've got amazing sparring partners. Sounds like Jimmy has been having a great time sparring with you too. Keep it up. Now, another tool, I'll tell them some tools they can use. That was good, that ducking. Very good. So now do this low punch. Oh, they called it. So now, when their health is low, throw is really risky. Especially if you know the person's boxing. And just, use your... Very nice, I messed up. I did intend to escape that.
Round 3. Ready, go!
Very good. That was gorgeous. That was an excellent choice. Excellent. Very good patience. This patience was the correct call. Just need to be patient after that one moment.
Ready, go!
Especially when you got a whiff. Yep, that was perfect. This 3P is an excellent choice to use in a boxing fight.
Fight!
Okay, so I told them they're doing good. Keep it up. They escaped more throws that set, so they did identify that they're not throw escaping enough, and so that set they do. But I told them that in that set they escaped a lot more throws. So keep it up. Keep it up.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Okay, they're working on throw escape is what they're doing right now. Got it. Very good. I really just want to practice the lazy throw escape. I see. This is crouch dash under the high and throw. This is the downside for using high jab too much.
Ready, go!
Again, this is the power of doing crouch dash. What I did was I ECD'd under their jabs like 4 times now. So this is the weakness of high jab. Very good. Very good.
Knockout! What a knucklehead!
So now you guys can get the replays and you can watch what the other guy's doing and realize that they're ECDing underneath the high or crouch dashing under the high, and then you know, oh, I really should use crouch dash. Crouch dash is really good. Look at this movement, right? This is really good. It gets under a lot of highs, and you start seeing when it does that, right? And then even ECD does this too, right? So when someone's playing at the tempo that they're playing, ECD is very strong because they're playing on a delayed speed rate. So that's why, like, the fuzzy guard just beat their jab too many times, and it's beating this fuzzy guard is beating them on. Right now, I'm mixing ECD and crouch dash, right? And that was a fuzzy. Like, all this has been fuzzying underneath their highs and their throws. And low punch beating high punch always gets like a free throw almost. Very nice. That they got the throw escape right away. There we go. There it is. This is excellent. Now they're getting good at this. That was excellent. That was really good.
Round 3. Ready, go!
Excellent.
Knockout!
That said, right now, because then if they're not striking back quickly, then I get to do like stuff like elbow rapidly, right? Even though it's -5. Excellent. Good. You're in the neutral twice.
Knockout!
That was a lot better. They're getting a lot better at this.
I want a serious fight! Round 1. Ready, go! My time is here!
Very good.
My time is here!
gotta use a mid. Look at they got advantage. You gotta use a mid.
Ready, go! Yes!
Very good.
Knockout! Round 3. Ready, go!
Excellent. That was superb.
Knockout!
That was down forward. That was really good. That was a good mix-up too. They went from down back to down forward.
Round 4. Ready, go! Yeah!
Excellent. They've got this.
My time is here! Here I come! Knockout! Here I come!
Not during this patch, but during the future patch, because in the future they'll allow people to share replays. But right now the replays are just like your own replays. But they are gonna enable you to download other people's replays in the future. So there's gonna be replay sharing in the future.
Ready, go! Knockout!
Evade throw is strong too.
Round 2. Ready, go!
It is similar to kind of, but actually they normally they attack a bit out of desperation, so they're getting used to this. So we're doing this drill to kind of train them on how to fight like this. Right now they're prohibiting themselves from using Tenchi and reversals though, because they rely on them too much in their matches. So they're trying to improve their fundamentals.
Ready, go! My time is here!
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Knockout!
Yes, he's really improving. Honestly, even in these sets, he's improving. Hey, Calamity, it's going good. We're training up Firebird right now, but Firebird wanted to work on their fundamentals, so I'm keeping it strictly to the core boxing of VF, but they can do whatever they want, and we're just training them on these core decisions and how to sharpen it. He's improving. They felt that they were relying too much on like the reversals and stuff, so they know that they need to improve this part of the game, and they're intent on it, and I love that. I love their intention that they are intent, they're committed to getting better and improving this.
Round 2.
Now remember that when you block when you block the high punch, the low punch, or the elbow, just those two, then like those are -5 on block. So you can like side kick, you can do a lot of things. You can do 6K. There you go. So this is a fun trick here. Evade, throw. Right? Like, how are you going to deal with this? Evade, throw. Because what you need to understand here is you need to throw this evade. This is the trick. Right? So this is the next lesson.
Ready, go!
Evade, throw, right? Evade, good. Throw. You need to throw me quick. Just throw me right away because I'm doing this evade pattern. You block the low punch, and if the opponent has a tendency to evade after the low punch is blocked, you want to throw them right away.
What a knucklehead!
I agree with you. Yeah, I think you'd be better at communicating it to them than me. But yeah.
Round one. Ready, go!
Very good. Very good. Yes.
Knockout!
100%.
Ready, go! Knockout! Round three. Ready, go! Knockout!
Yep. Well, you've actually seen him hit me out of throw attempts. He's got a funny thing where a lot of times if I just run and throw, he'll do that. So the 2P is just more of like, okay, let's see what he does. Let's play the thing after the block. So, because right now he's playing very passive and I want him to be more active. I want him to work on his buffering, so he needs to do something after blocking 2P.
Round one.
But
Ready,
otherwise, like, yeah, there we go. That was really nice. Though it was a mistake, but it worked. It worked because I crouch dashed into that. Very good.
knockout! Round two. Ready, go!
Very good. So what he's doing, do you see how he's using the interval? This is why you can't dash and throw. He's doing a delay attack, right? So this is why you use the poke to set him up. When my rules are, I'm not going to use a move besides
Knockout!
punch, elbow, low punch, throw. Is I can try to get him to whiff, but right now I really want to train him to be more active.
Ready, go!
But I can do backdash evade, right? If you really want to see me just beat him up like this. But I want him to kind of work on a lot of stuff. So. I want him to catch like this too. Hard to know. we're gonna go back to training him on getting a bit more confident using the buffer, and he is. He actually is getting a lot more confident using the buffer.
Round one. Ready, go!
I said he should use spacing. I did give him the advice that he can use backdash more, because that's actually the strong thing to do against this. Like, but Aoi doesn't have like the best backdash like punishers. She has some, but they're weird. But she can do like quarter circle back people's turn.
Knockout.
But then you need to read a high punch or an
Round
elbow
two.
for that. And if low punch, it's not too
Go.
bad. It's actually pretty good against this stuff.
My time is here.
We just both kept it in neutral.
Round three. Ready, go! Knockout.
By the way, thank you very much. Thanks. Worked on it today. So I'm glad it's looking okay.
Forgot to train, eh?
That's looking good. Is the audio sounding okay for you all? Hope the audio is sounding well. That said, the game might be looking choppy. You can let me know if the frames look choppy on the stream, because to me they look choppy, because I think this first time I'm using this PC with like 2 screens, and it definitely seems like it's taking a hit. Like I'm actually playing keyframe a little bit. So. Very nice. It's forward throw. Yeah, he is not buffering as fast enough. I agree with that.
Go! My time is here. My time is here. Knockout. Round three.
Fuzzy guard's really important, actually. Actually, because they're using all like the 6P and the 3P, they should be using the fuzzy guard. You should teach them that. And probably because Aoi's used to doing 6PP, they might be neglecting the fact that you can just fuzzy afterwards.
Knockout.
I'll tell them that next after this set.
See? I thought I'm better.
It's a good point. They're not fuzzy guard.
Round one. Ready, go!
Yeah.
Round 2. Ready, go! Yeah! My time is here! My time is here! Knockout! Round 3. Ready, go!
Very good.
Knockout! I want a serious fight!
Alright, we'll do about probably one more. let's say some stuff. It looks like I gotta fix the chat bot or the chat box on the screen. That's kind of funny. It looks totally different from how it was presented in the editor. Go figure. I don't know if he's listening on stream. If they are. Okay. So. Okay, so I'm going to explain buffering. Let me make sure we're not in an ad break right now. We're not in an ad break, right? So I'm going to talk about buffering because it's really important. When playing other fighting games, most fighting games have a very small input buffer. And most games punish you for trying to input too early. VF is like the opposite. VF wants you to input early so that you can like specifically do stuff really early. Like so you can cue your next move and then just think about the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It's not that you always have to buffer, but you do need to buffer if you want to play frame tight, because in this game the recovery frames are a bit longer. The guard stun and the hit stun are a bit longer in Virtua Fighter. Or no, they're shorter. Sorry. The stuns are a bit shorter in VF. So what that means is like if you play Tekken and they do like a guard punishable thing, it's usually an exaggerated animation. And in 2D fighters, those attacks are so fast that the only way you could react to them properly is by them putting in enough stun to give you time to recognize what you gotta do and then do it. In Virtua Fighter, it's a little opposite. It's like the attacks are slow, but they recover a bit pretty fast. And so if you want to play frame tight, you got to buffer. So how early can you input? You can input 12 frames before your character recovers. You don't always have 12 frames, but most of the times you do. But some stuff you don't have much time. And so because you might recover faster. So a lot of times you got to buffer stuff really early and you got to get used to this feel in VF. Again, when you play other fighting games, it's punishing you for that. When you play VF, it will reward you for playing early, and you will accidentally delay if you don't buffer. So when I teach VF to a lot of people that are coming from other fighting games, a lot of them don't want to buffer. It's just they're just like, my timing is good. I do just frames on Street Fighter. It's like, that's not what we're talking about here. We're not trying to do links in Street Fighter, because if you try to do that in VF, you're guaranteed to be delayed. You're guaranteed that, and when you have frame advantage, your attacks are better than your opponent's attacks. The more you use your advantage, the better your options are compared to your opponent. At least when it comes to attack versus attack. So if you don't use the buffer, if you don't play frame tight on VF's terms, then you're letting your opponent have better options than they otherwise would. They will get to interrupt you more. I get to do uppercut more. I get to counter hit you more if you don't buffer. The hard part is getting used to it, because again, in other games you're punished for not buffering. You're punished for waiting. Like, you need to wait and you need to time your presses. Especially other fighters. In Virtua Fighter, it's like, go ahead and input early. Be my guest. And it works. And then you can master delay after that. You can master perfect timing after that. But you gotta buffer. Now, the hard thing to buffer, because we're doing the boxing, it's harder to buffer than ever. This one trains you to buffer really fast. So how is it that I can buffer well? I'm reacting not to the hit. I'm reacting to the startup frames. I see a low punch coming into me. I kind of know if I'm going to block it or if I'm going to get hit by it. So based on that, I kind of know what I'm going to do. And if I don't know how it's going to resolve, I might just do crouch dash anyways, and then maybe do a throw escape anyways. But if I know how it's going to turn out, or if I have a good idea because I know if I'm going to block it or not, then I kind of get used to it and I can like, okay, now I can input the next move right away. And that's what's going on there. So buffering is one of those things where it takes a while to get used to. It takes a lot of experience for people to get used to, but you have to know that in this game you really gotta master it. You gotta, and you know it because you'll know what works and doesn't work, and you'll get interrupted a lot if you're not buffering. Yeah, no, exactly. So that's because I'm committing. I'm playing frame tight, and you're not playing frame tight. You think you are. Because when you play other fighting games, you're probably playing that same timing. But this game, it's like, no, you kind of got to act early. Like the moment that, if we go into training mode, you can kind of see like, I'll show it to you. I'm going to jump out and show it to you. So we'll do this as a lecture time. So, okay. So let's say we go to free training. Okay. And, you know, we go to, we're going to set the display. We're going to do two things on the display, right? I mean, you don't really need to change too much. It's just good to have this on all. But this one, turn this one off. Why? Because when the CPU blocks, right? Okay. Do you see like that white spark here? When that thing disappears, that's when you can typically finish inputting your next move. Not start inputting your next move, finish inputting your next move. Alright, this is punch guard 6B, right? Low punch cannot interrupt this. If you're getting interrupted on this, it's because you're not buffering. Right? And then fuzzy guard, right? And then we go back to the good old guard and counter attack number 5 so we can practice our fuzzy guards. Right? And then now we can't, now with this one we have to do evade throw escape. Or just guard throw escape, right? Because if they block this, we're like minus a lot. It used to be like fuzzy guardable, not anymore. But low punch, right? You can, now low punch is funny because low punch, you can just do guard throw escape and it will be fuzzy guard, okay? However, you should practice fuzzy guard with low punch anyways. You should practice crouch dashing into this. Even if this makes you vulnerable to low throws, you should practice this. Just as a way of getting the muscle memory down for your fuzzy guards. Right, and then we go back to this. Right. And the timing will be different when we do jab, elbow, into throw. But yeah. Yeah, in general, you should just crouch dash anyways. Especially because with crouch dash, like, you should actually master using crouch dash guard. Because, like, even when you're, like, -5 and you're standing, if you try to do this, you're not going to duck the throw. So, this is just a good habit to build, is to crouch dash. Is crouch dashing into low guard or standing guard. Right? Yes, you could. You could go like this, but this is still where, like, you could do this, and this would kind of defeat your fuzzy guard. But technically, just look for the head bob. And after a while, it becomes muscle memory. Right? And this is important here, right? If you evade, you can get blown up at the wall doing a normal evade. So you want to evade crouch dash or evade forward dash into guard. because you want to minimize the chance that they can blow you up with like a 20 frame in or a 20 frame low. Then you just react. Yeah, if you input guard too early, that will cause a problem. So you just kind of, you know, master doing this. Right, and this is guaranteed, by the way. If you want to train your reaction, you fuzzy guard and then you PK when you see them throw it. Right, you can't do it too early. Right? Now there is like a trick, right? That's bad. I don't know what to do with Ali, but it's probably K, right? Yeah, it's K. Alright, but then confirming that. Her timing is a little different. It's a little slower. Timing is different. It's weird. I'm doing fuzzy guard attack, by the way. This is an option select where you tap guard just for a split second and you input the move you want to do if they happen to whiff. Evade throw escape is a good way to deal with it. Yeah, so you're like this. I'll screw up. Now the thing is, when you do evade throw escape, you gotta like do the throw escape like close to recovery time. In this case, you don't want to buffer it. If you buffer it, you won't do the evade because your guard will erase the evade. Right? If I do this too early, watch me like see how I'm guarding. I'm not supposed to be guarding, right? So I need to do this. This is the proper way to do evade throw escape. So let's do what happens if we do it too early again? We erase the evade. And now we're guarding instead, right? Because we're erasing the evade from the buffer by hitting guard. But we need to wait until the time of the throw to do the throw escape. Until like close to recovery. If we want, this is the correct evade throw escape, right? But then if we do it improperly, it's hard for me to actually do it the wrong way right now, but it's kind of funny. But this is the wrong way, so if I'm blocking, right, I'm not actually doing evade, I'm just doing guard throw escape because I keep erasing the evade. I hope that helps. Yeah, full circular still does, but we're not there. Like, we're training people, and we don't want to overload people with future stuff when they're not there yet. If someone's not doing fuzzy guard yet, I want them to get good at fuzzy guard first. So I do want them to know, and that's why we're talking about the ECD. And yes, a fast full circular will still beat an ECD, but it needs to be pretty fast. It needs to be like 18 frames. And even then, you can still evade dash guard. But I was mostly just telling them that they eventually do want to be doing evade cancels. At least as a beginner, when your back is to the wall, you want it, like if you're gonna try to move away, that's what you're gonna use. Otherwise, you gotta be very patient and just win fights. But yeah, fuzzy guard really important. Fuzzy guard is arguably the most important, actually. Like, it's a ridiculous advantage. Here's another good way to practice buffer. Very simple, right? Just practice somebody going like that, okay? And we're gonna actually record this. Do it like this. Okay, why? Right? We want to make sure we're doing this well, right? What's her 17th frame? Yeah, even sidekick, right? Sidekick fits the bill, right? You got to do this, right? And look, you can Nitaku. Look at sidekick counter hit. You can Nitaku. This is a good skill gets with every character. Sidekick, Nitaku, right? Right. Right. And then also throw will work here, right? But there's a timing for it because of the counter hit. I read part of it, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, keep work on it. It's really important. Look, with your AOE, here's some things you need to know. Crouch dash, so important. You want to be able to do this and then kind of react to like, oh, be ready to guard. When you crouch, first when you're starting to crouch dash, be ready to guard. This way, when you see the AI attack you, you can guard it. Try and like you can guard as general. But then when you see them whiff like a high, you'll start to see like, oh, I get like stuff, you know. And so you want to eventually, then you're like, you know, you can change it into attacks, right? So crouch dash is really good. As a beginner, you should use it anyway. This is easier than doing wave dashes in Tekken, and yet it's as strong, if not better, than wave dashes in Tekken. Fuzzy guard is to VF what Korean backdash was to Tekken. Fuzzy guard is basically like doing the Korean backdash, except that you can move forward. And then on top of that, at high level play, that crouch dash, that fuzzy guard, becomes a wave dash at high level play. Because you start doing, you know, stuff like this, right? You start like doing this. You start doing this, right? You start doing all kinds of stuff, right? Right, even that. So like crouch dash becomes like a real strong part of your counter offense. It opens up a lot of opportunities. Then you have ECD, and you start doing this. You start doing, you know, you start going like this, right? You know, so you start doing a lot of cool stuff. But actually this move is pretty cool too. It's quarter circle back P plus K, and you can guard cancel it, and it has high damage too, and it is good against the bot team. Right. Yeah, you gotta do this, so. And by the way, this combo works on Taka too, so, you know. So like, crouch dash is super important to put into your game. Fastest mid is usually 14 frames, that's correct. And understand that, like, okay, so with Aoi you learn how to use this, you learn how to use this, but this is still really good. Okay, so you see they're crouch guarding, right? And normally I can't throw this, right? Can't do this, right? But elbow, single elbow, you can throw. Because crouch hit is +7, and it forces them into standing. You see +7, and they're forced into standing. All right, so that's 70 plus 16, 86 damage here. Right. At high level play, this is really important to do because there are people that will do this all day. And if you do, and what they'll do is they'll try to react to like the really scary mids, and they'll accept taking fast mids. So you use your fast mid and you throw them, and you use it, and then later on you do it, and then you launch it. So, I don't know Aoi too well, so. This was really broken in the REVO beta, and in Ultimate Showdown 2.00, this was broken. They nerfed it. They brought it back now, but this was really broken because this thing guaranteed the combo on crouch hit. So Juicebox would just practice blocking low punching and doing this, like crouch that 3-2-3 P plus K. Right? That's why Tenguman still does this a little too much. It's really good. It's just that it used to be ridiculously broken. Anyways, do you have any questions, Firebird? I hope that lecture helped. Feel free to ask any question, and I'll break it back down, or I'll go over what I went through here. Like if you're wondering what this is all about, I think you understand. Forces them to stand, so they're in the real mix-up just from the elbow. So I do like 6B, guard cancel it. Right, because even if I did, and this one, sidekick works too. Right? But we can't throw here. Again with this +8, +7. Cannot throw here. But this thing was a good counter hit tool, still is. This thing very long. But mostly for getting counter hits. I mean 13 frames. Yeah, so sidekick will also do it. Now, in the case of sidekick, you're gonna want to like see if they like in the future you want to verify if they like you want to be able to see the backdash stagger, but start with just doing Nitaku with the sidekick. And so like like blocking a low punch and doing sidekick is pretty good in general. It's like what I have to do against Taka a lot of times with Lao. And so it's a very underrated thing, but these sidekicks are secure because of the low punch being 12 frames. But the elbow is really the core, and it's the fastest, right? Sidekick is not as fast. However, you do have this. You have guaranteed side throw. And also, if you... the problem is they can crouch. But... oh, I know what we can do. My brain is gonna be scrambled trying to do this. Yeah, this guaranteed. It's dumb, but it's guaranteed. So this is kind of funny. But at least they're like your +3 too, and they're side turn still. Right, so you have sequences like this. So I don't know if you know this, it takes 3 extra frames to guard or to evade, and so because of that, you see this +11. When it comes to mids and EX mids, and even EX low, technically this low punch is guaranteed too. See that low punch is guaranteed. But I would rather do other stuff, but still, it's cool. Because now you're +6 and you're doing quite a bit. Right? Yeah. But you have to crouch hit. The problem is this is side crouch hit. It's not side counter, like, because if they're just standing, right? Normal hit, it's not much. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's only +3. So this thing is really aimed at like the crouch hit. So definitely work on elbow. But her sidekick isn't like Leon ridiculous, but it's got its uses. $20 damage. Dang it! It doesn't beat Rising Tide. It trades with it. It's too bad this trades with it. Pies is more than 20 damage, so it beats Rising Tide. Yeah. Oh, technically, DJ Syrup, it takes 1 frame to crouch, but yes, you're more or less instantly crouching after if you buffer crouch dash, but it's, well, in 1 frame. But yeah. So here's the thing, you know how like elbow is +0? Here's what I'll tell you. When you fight the AI, you can practice this. See this elbow, this single elbow, right? If I don't see the AI doing anything, if I see the opponent not do anything, I might just assume it's either a normal hit or a guard, so I'll just crouch dash anyways as a flowchart. If I counter hit, that's when I throw. So when I get that red spark, that's when I throw. Otherwise, I'm prepared to crouch dash. Right? But if I don't see anything, then I'll just prepare to fuzzy guard. If I see them attack, then I know it's gonna counter hit if I throw. If I see that they're gonna crouch, I believe it's gonna crouch hit, so I'm gonna throw. Or mix, I'm gonna need talk it. But if it's normal hit, look, it's +0 anyway, so crouch dash was really good. Right? So getting comfortable with this crouch dash, the elbow will train you on that. But yeah. Keep working at it, Firebird. You're doing well, and your diligence is really good for this game, so keep it up. You're only getting stronger, and I think you understood the critique we had before, which was in the past when you would Abari, you would do this, right? And the problem is that for just as you're learning, but the problem is this doesn't give you much. But this one can, but the problem is that's when you have advantage. This one's not good when you're disadvantaged. So, but this one, if they like to kick, this one if they like to do jab or elbow, this one actually, if you want to kill boxing, you use this move. You kill boxing with this move, right? Like let's go back to guard and counter attack. Right. Now this thing is like, this thing is just always winning, right? It's like you can't mix me up, This thing will only lose to like low punch or evade. This was technically one of the answers for the boxing. And I don't even know the combo. But see, like it's +1 though. So then what it is low punch right away after that. Or 4-3P if it's like that. Stuff like that. So quarter circle forward P plus K is a really cool move, especially near the wall. Especially if they get desperate and they try to jab or elbow you, then you do this. And I believe it causes a wall combo. Keep it up. Keep it up, Firebird. Also, do spend some time learning some win conditions. The win condition can be this combos from this. The win condition could be the wall combo stuff. Like, I don't even know what it is, but I don't know what the wall combo is. I just know that this thing traditionally caused one. I just know it did cause a real wall combo, so yeah. Keep adding win conditions. Always win conditions typically are wall combos and edge of ring. Improve your damage output. I wish I could help you with that, but I can't. But especially, yeah, the fuzzy guarding is going to be huge. Guard throw escape, you got better at it towards the end. You got way better at the escaping throws in the last 3 sets. And that was huge because it was not at all there in the first 2 sets. So you, as somebody that's developing their skills, you want to learn both. You do want to learn how to win combat, 100%. But you also want to have win conditions. And win conditions are important because they allow you to play with the strategy. And when you play with the strategy, you're engaged in a lot of different types of thinking, and it helps you understand how to read better and how to plan better. And your opponent can read you too, but that's going to teach you, when they know that you've got a strategy, they're going to try to beat it. It's going to teach you a lot. So learning combat's really super important. That was my highest priority. But you still want enough damage for win conditions. You still want to know how to win the round. For a number of reasons. One is it'll make you feel better, but 2 is because it'll give you strategy. It'll give you a basis for your strategy. Yeah, when the opponent hits the wall, ground grab guaranteed. You know, take advantage of all these things. Keep learning all of these. You can learn how to do the combat along with these other things, and you can definitely improve your damage output. It's true that the highest priority should go to combat, but the combat's got to serve a win condition, and so to have a win condition, just gradually add more sources, more ways to do good damage, or to ring them out, or to kill them at the wall, and that will help you build your overall game, because this is a game where you got to be good in the micro and the macro, and it all adds up. It's a lot of experience and it takes a lot of patience, but I think you've got all the grit you need. I think you've got what it takes, and I think you're gonna have fun with the game, especially if you have all of it. Yeah. But the win condition and the combat are definitely the high priority. But your 3P into low throw is one of those things. It's a huge source of damage. For buffer practice, yeah, I'll show the training again. Have the CPU just dash and 2P 2P, dash 2P 2P, right? So of course it gives me the gun again. But anyways. Lao's win conditions. Okay. Lao's win condition is the wall. Lao's win condition is the wall. Getting them to the wall is his win condition. Not exactly ring out, but for sure the wall. Aside from that, Lao is a pretty technical character, so it can be hard to. He's tricky to learn, but he will make you a stronger player because you need to know frames. Because his fast moves require technical application, like are kind of strict in where you use them. But then but he's got a strong wall game and he's got a good side game too. But the side game is a little more advanced. But the wall is really like where you get the win condition. So, okay, we're gonna record the AI again. Dash 2P2P guard. Dash 2P2P guard. Dash 2P2P guard. Why do we teach that? I mean, you already know this FC Racer, but this is just because this is just for you to do this, right? Right, this is, we're gonna do the crouch dash fuzzy guard, right? Right. And just do a 17 frame. Right? A lot of people were surprised. Well, Akira is really good for training buffer. Holy crap. Like, Akira, that is training buffer. Okay, let's show a really hard, I think you know these. But if you really want to see, like, hell, I'll show you hell. I'll show you hell with the buffer. Akira is going to train you to master the buffer in hell. Okay? Because I'll show you the really hardest effort. Right? Even if we just set to guard and counter attack. Right? Guard and counter attack 1. Right? Boom, right? Like mastering this one, this is how you master the buffer. This one, right? That's not the right one. I got to do the one that crumples, right? This is like a hell. Like I'm doing this all wrong, right? This is how Akira trains you on buffer. So, like, cause this is one of the harder buffers to do, cause it's forward, neutral, punch, right? Yeah. Of course you can, yeah, of course training how to do, yeah. Man, my inputs are so great. But still, this one, because this one is like, you're +3, so this thing in theory should go, but you've got to get the dashes early, and you've got to like, if you're at least late, you're screwed. It's easy to do forward punch, right? Forward punch is easy, but we're trying to do forward punch. Right? And this is hard for me to do. Like this is like Paul training. This is what Paul lives for, though. Paul 68 KDMV lives for doing all the buffers like this stuff. This is also why he's very strict about everything set up, because this is just hard to rely on. I only did this once, right? But this is secure. If you can get this, it's so good. And it's scary when people do this to you. Now, there's better stuff. This is why people do this, though. Right? This is why people do this. The range. But yeah. This is like hard. So then for me, it's just like, oh, I'll just do this. Right? So. But this is a ridiculous one. Almost all the other ones are easy, but yeah. This is 214P into super dash and alpha. It's really hard. This is like core circle back, like, so let's look at the mechanics. This is +3. 15 frame execution on 666p. Here's the problem. If you do your 6.6 like You want to actually, you want to start the motion before the buffer and finish it after the buffer. There we go. And so the trick is that you do this. You gotta do forward, forward, forward really early and hold the forward. That's actually the trick. See? But I got it only twice, right? Really hard. You could hold guard and do it. Yeah. The problem is how frame tight this is and the effect of forward dashing has on the buffer. If you do these forward dashes during the buffer window, they actually register as a dash and they delay the attack. That's why this is such a hard problem. But it's cool if you master it, so. But look at what happens if I hit punch early. Right? Can't believe this. So. Yeah. No, 666p, yeah. So you're trying to do right like that. And this is if you want to train yourself on the buffer, this is one really good way to train it. It is hell. It's fun to practice though. At least we can do this from the side though. We're just gonna cheat from the side. You have better stuff to do. Let's go. +9. Holy crap! Look at this. I like this +9. Yutaku. You know. Like easier for me to do the knee, right? Dang it. My controller, that's not good for this. There's other buttons in the way. 17, yeah, I can't do it. Still, it's fun. A lot of people are giving it positive reviews. I haven't used it yet. Yeah, this cheap thing from Ikea, guaranteed. And if they hit an attack button, they're like going to eat the extra damage. So I think this is funny. She can still break throws while tenchi, but it's really hard to do. It's like she's giving up a lot of things, and usually it's not her intention, but she can still break throws. It's not exactly optimal because of what happens to Aoi when she inputs other directions and stuff, right? But she should build it into stuff, and then try to overlap that throw escape with like her stance cancel. Yeah, because she can do stuff out of Tenchi. Right. So then this so there's a game around that, but generally throwing is very strong against Tenchi, and it's unlikely she's going to commit to it. But if she does break the throw, then you can start playing other games too, because now you're messing with her hands and you're messing with her doing cancels without actually trying to do something with those cancels. So yeah. I'm not familiar with Nobi from Canada, but I think I've heard of them. I've been seeing a player named Nobi VF, and I'm not sure exactly who they are. But yeah, I know that there's a Nobi player in Japan that's a Tekken player, and I think I heard they're playing VF, but I think it's a different Nobi than the one people have talked about. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Nice. How did the match with Nobi VF go? Hey Blaine, good to see you. I am gonna do a raid soon because it is late and I have a lot of stuff to do in the morning. But happy to enjoying this chat with everyone. And Firebird, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the session. Oh, matches like this is kind of like, oh, because these are always like the nerve-wracking. These types of matches are nerve-wracking because you're seeing stuff you're like, oh, they could do that, they could do that. Oh no, you're right. Such an awesome move. Like now that move combos nowadays, it's so much fun. So he's trying to work on his 4-4K game. Yeah, I see myself recording stuff in replays just so that, like, recording offline matches in replay just so I can practice against them. Just so I can practice against certain setups and stuff.
Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout! Round 4. Ready, go!
Oh, almost had the combo. Oh, that was cool.
Round 5. Ready, go!
There's a lot of Nitaku situations. A lot of fuzzyable situations too, but there's a ton of Nitaku situations. A lot of people don't realize they have it. So yeah, it's good. Alright, let's see who we're gonna raid tonight.
I'm the world's strongest!
Hope you guys are enjoying the new stream setup, but there's still some stuff I gotta tweak, especially that chat box. be funny. But I think I know what happened to it. Need to duplicate that reference.
Ready, go! Knockout! Round 2. Ready, go! Knockout! Round 3. Ready, go!
Alright, I am going to... Alright, Poke Suzuki, keep it up. Tomorrow, we'll see. I might have a lobby tomorrow night. Probably late in the evening though. It'll probably be pretty late. But I'll probably have a late night stream tomorrow night. Hey Lee Moon, good to see you. Yeah, I'm preparing the raid, so we're gonna do the raid now. But it's good to see you, Lee Moon. Good session, Firebird, and FC Racer. Thanks so much. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the support, everyone.
You've got nothing.
We're gonna go ahead and raid Max. I know Max doesn't need the most, but it looks like a very fun stream.
Ready,
I want to send you guys to have a good time.
all right.
Thank you all very much. We'll have another session tomorrow night probably. Thank you, Firebird. It's a real pleasure. Keep it up. I really appreciate your diligence and your determination.
Round 2.
Keep it up. You're doing great.
Ready,
You're gonna keep fighting.
ring out. Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout! Round 4. Ready, go! Knockout! Round 5. Ready, go!
This match was really fun to watch. Nice.
Knockout!
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.